Okay, so today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys what all of the water 3 stars do and what if I would recommend actually building them. And if you wanted just a quick rundown, I recommend building him, recommend building this guy. This guy's pretty good. This guy's pretty good. This guy's good early game, but don't 6-star him. This guy's very good PvP, not PvE. And so build him for PvP, but not PvE. Kind of useless in that scenario. And that's a quick rundown. But now I'm gonna show you guys what they actually do. This guy is basically he makes sure he's single target, decrease attack bar, and defense break. So he's really good against like the really in like really slow dungeon runs. Like this one's really slow. But he basically is in here making sure the boss never actually gets a turn. And you can also do it in a boxing club. He also is a very, very good guy to put in here to make sure the boss never actually gets turns. Obviously, he'll still revenge when you glance, but you'll never actually get a natural turn, which is very, very good. And and he's also very good in Lost Tunnel against like bosses. Not this one, obviously. But like most bosses, he can go and he goes in and just make sure that decreases the attack bar of the boss and make sure the boss never actually gets a turn and doesn't do anything. And honestly, that's like kind of necessary for this stage. Even though he's wrong element, I still used him. This is the team I used to beat this guy. But obviously for like this boss, you'd have to do something else because he's immune to everything. But yes, so he's very good. I recommend building him. This guy is okay in Lost Tunnel just for the dots, but other than that, I wouldn't recommend building him at all. Next, Popo Rider. This one I would actually recommend building late game for if you need a water tank to tank some wind units, because every time he gets hit, he will try to put a dot on the target that hit him, and if he gets crit, and then she will decrease their HP by 12% of her HP. So just really, really tanky, doesn't matter how much speed, and just sits there, but pair her with a healer, obviously. But very late game. I don't think I tried building her for this skill, the max HP damage. It wasn't really good, wasn't really worth doing. But late game, I do think putting really good tanky gear on her would be worth it. Next, Dome Fighter. Like I said, she's actually really, really good for PvP. With this skill, make sure she can't get defense broken, and then you stack her with a ton of defense, and she does damage based on defense. And if you stick her on a revenge set, she can provoke, get every time she gets hit, she'll do more damage, and then she revenges with a ton of damage, stuns. She's crazy. She'll actually solo teams like sometimes, which is kind of crazy. Very, very good PvP unit. Build her for PvP. As a bruiser. But if you're like, I don't like bruisers, then I guess you don't have to build her. But she's very, very good though. So build her. Hog Chef. Hog Chef is actually one you don't need a 6-star. For early game, you can build her for heavy. What's it called? Not this dungeon. It is Underground Vegas. Underground Vegas. So because there's second skill AI, you can do whenever they're petrified with this petrification, and then she will go and essentially make them instantly get full attack bar, unpetrify them, and then they're not petrified and really slowed. Very, very good here. Also very, very good when if you pair her in like a territory wars, I think. You can pair her next to a really slow, heavy damage dealer, and she's really, really fast. She goes and increases their attack bar all the way, and then the damage dealer goes and nukes, does whatever, you know. Very, very good for that. You don't need to 6-star her, but I have because I tried to use her in Abyss. She's okay in Abyss, but not insane. So if you want to use her in Abyss, you can 6-star her. Other than that, just 5-star her and she's fine. This guy, very, very good. A good unit in Abyss. But if you have better units, obviously you can replace her. I do think she'll also be somewhat decent in Territory Wars because of her team up and crit buff. And of just her skills and defense breaks and such, I do think she will be very good. in a very niche team. So if there's a team that you want to build with her, you can, but this is not a unit you need to build if you have replacements for her, obviously. Next unit is a Turtle Tank. Turtle Tank I would recommend only 5-starring early game because it's a very good increased attack bar and give you a crit buff, which is very nice for early game because sometimes like for me right now, I'm actually using him in a team in Airship Wars, this team right here, because I just couldn't get in a lot of damage and a lot of crit. So I was like, okay, I'll just throw him in here. He gets a crit buff and speed, not increased attack bar. So I throw him on my fastest set, and then they go, and then nuke, and then good. Obviously, they're missing a piece of gear right now, but that's a very good way to use him. But later in the game, there's better increased attack bar units, there's better units in general, and you won't need the crit buff as much, so I wouldn't recommend 6-starring him just because he will be phased out eventually in your account. So I wouldn't recommend 6-starring him, but 5-star and for the game, very, very good. And Occult Dancer. Occult Dancer, I think, is actually a pretty good unit late game if you need a water tank that heals itself. This one is a water tank that does some damage, but this one heals itself. So if you want some, like, a water tank that just sits there and just heals itself and doesn't really do any damage, then this is a very good unit for that. This was the one that sits there and does a lot of damage, and but needs to be paired with a healer. So that's the difference between those two, but they're very good in this scenarios where they're useful in, I think. So if you want to build her late game for just a water tank, you can, she can be replaced with other units, like this girl, I'm pretty sure, because pretty easily replace her. Next unit, the Bouncing Joker. Bouncing Joker is very good for an early game heavy metal team, but if you're not building a heavy metal team, it's like a slow heavy metal team, he's kind of useless. Like for me, I did build him, and I did build a heavy metal team with him, but I was like, I'm just going to not farm this until I have a speed team, because a speed team's a lot better and a lot easier, and it's 100% consistent. This team has never lost. I've done 500 runs, never lost. And same with this team. This team, I've done 1,000 runs and have never lost. It's kind of crazy that I really, really like how there's AI intelligence, and if you have enough accuracy, you just land your stuff. You don't just miss it for no reason. So you can actually get the 100% teams like these and this. Obviously, this one would be 200. I think it's 200 something luck if they actually had their gear on, but they're all missing gear, so not right now. But so if you want to build a slow team for that guy, slow team for heavy metal, you can build him because he does strip, heal, and does some damage and attack break. Not bad, but I don't think he's worth 6-starring. Just 5-star him, which is what I did, and just put some HP, some attack, because he does need to attack for healing, and that's about it. And accuracy as well. Next unit, Giant. Giant, like I did recommend building him because he's very good in here as just a tanky unit to put in. Put some zeal on him so the boss doesn't oblivion him, and then he sits there and just takes a lot of damage. And same with right in these BIS teams, he can sit in the front, has a HP leader skill, he can heal, he just sits there and he just really tanks. He tanks a lot. He does not get hit. He just does not die. So if you need someone in the front that just does not die, then I would recommend building him. He can be replaced by some like just 5-stars, but if you don't have the 5-stars, he's a very good unit to just build a full stack, full skill up. You don't even have to worry about it. He's very good. Next unit, oh yeah, I want to show that. Next unit is the Garrulon. Garrulon I recommend building because he's very good as a farmer. The only two, the two main farmers I would recommend you building for 3-star wise, I would either give me Garrulon or Sharpshooter. Whichever one you choose, use that one. 6-star it and max it out. But the Sharpshooter only takes like 4 skill ups, and the Gyruleon, if I remember correctly, it's 17 skill ups. So it's more like if you're buying a lot of summons, and then Gyruleon's the best. But if you're not, and then Sharpshooter's the best, because you don't need a million skill ups for this guy. But Gyruleon, I would still eventually build for like Lost Tunnel and stuff, because I'm using him in Lost Tunnel as well as just on a bash set, because he AoE strips, slows, attack breaks, and AoE defense breaks, and has a heal block. He's very, very good. I really like him, but I don't think he's insane on skill up wise, skill up requirements. But I do think he's very worth it. Next unit is the Water Pumpkin Freak. Water Pumpkin Freak is actually basically necessary. Not for, I don't know why I'm always clicking that. For Underground, not Underground Vegas, not HQ. Because he needs to go first, and he needs to put block buffs on in slow and defense break, which is insane. You really want him to use those and go first, because if the boss doesn't have buff block, and then he'll steal your buffs, and then he'll give himself a speed. I think I had immunity in here. I think I just changed it to put immunity on himself. I think this is the team I used to beat him. And if he's not going first, if this Water Pumpkin is not going first and putting block buffs, and then he just takes all of your buffs that you're doing as well, and then you can't really kill him. So he's basically necessary for that, especially because this is all the units that even have block buffs on. I think this one, if I remember correctly, no. Is it this one? Attack enemies, no. Never mind, I thought it was him. I thought he had a skill 1 that block buff, but it didn't. It was just him. He's the only one that will always have a block buff skill on him. This guy is usable as well, but he doesn't apply the block buffs with his skills. He'll only whenever he gets hit. He has to wait until the boss gets a turn before he actually applies the block buffs, which I don't like, so I didn't even build him, and I just built him. It's very, very good though. And I do think he's basically needed for that. And that is all the ones I would recommend building. Basically, PvE, PvP eventually, PvP, PvE and PvP, PvE and PvP as well, PvP for early game, don't 6-star him though, PvP for late game, PvE early game, maybe, don't even worry about him, PvE, really good tank, PvE pretty good, Lost Tunnel, this guy PvE as well. Oh yeah, and I also forgot to mention, this guy I would also use for in Abyss as the main damage dealer. Which is kind of crazy, because in non-MSA's Q you put a ton of HP on him and start making sure he doesn't die, but in the Abyss you stack a ton of attack on him, so he is the damage dealer. This is the team I used to 3-star this, by the way. This is not the team I used to triple S, by the way, but I think I just replaced this for, where is you at, this, and then this triple S right here. And he's actually a very good free-to-play, like he's like the really good free-to-play option for Abyss, damage dealer wise, because there's not really a lot of water damage dealers. Like, where's the water damage dealer? This guy maybe, but I tried him out and he's worse than him. And then next, this guy, and then after that, yeah, that's it. It's just this guy and this guy and this guy. I did 6-star all of them. Then he was the best, second best, worst. I think it's just this doesn't work as well in the Abysses, but that's probably why. But he's definitely the best 3-star water damage dealer for Abyss. And I think, and that's all the Water Elements units today. So let me know if this video helped you guys. See what units you want to build, see what they even do, and subscribe, because I'm going to be probably going to be doing a lot of these other units as well, and every element and every other star level. And I will see you guys in the next one.